All right, we're gonna do square root transformations. Which the cool thing with this is that it's very similar to the ones that we already did. So we're gonna have something like whatever this number is right here. It says minus, so it's gonna actually be a movement in the opposite direction. So if it says -3, that actually means I'm gonna move to the right 3. If it says +7, that actually means I'm gonna move to the left 7. So these guys move the opposite direction, okay? We're gonna have this on the outside. This is gonna be a movement up and down. So if it told me +6, that would mean that I went up 6. If it told me -3, that would mean that I went down 3. We're also gonna have a couple of very strange things. The strange things are when we have, I'm gonna put parentheses right here, and we have a negative right here. I'm not gonna put any numbers in front of the x, but I am gonna put negatives in front of the x. So what happens when that happens is that's gonna reflect we say reflected across when that's negative the y-axis. So what that means is on my graph, instead of going this way, it's going this way. That's reflecting across the y-axis, which is right here, okay? The other thing that we're gonna have is, we're gonna call this A, and A was our vertical stretch and compression. So remember, if it's 1/2, this is gonna be a vertical compression by a factor of 1/2. If it's 3, that's going to be a vertical stretch by a factor of 3. I'm going to get a little bit more into this in class with how that affects our graph. But just as a hint, this is essentially what your upward movement is. What else? If A is negative, so it tells me negative square root of x, that's going to reflect me across the x-axis. So what that means is, instead of going like this, I'm going to go like this, reflecting across the x-axis. Okay, so we're going to write the changes, but we're also gonna do some graphing. So I'm gonna give you stuff that says f of x equals 4 square root of x plus 3 minus 2. This is your first video problem. And I'm gonna give you something that says f of x equals 1/2 square root of x plus 4 plus 3. This is number 2. Oops, number 2. And then number 3, -3 square root of x plus, I'm gonna make this one minus 9 plus 4. Okay, so I'm gonna actually do these with you. So this is gonna be a vertical stretch by a factor of 4. This is gonna move me to the left 3. And this is going to move me down 2. This is going to be a vertical compression by a factor of 1/2. This is going to be to the left 4, and this is going to be up 3. This is going to be reflected across the x-axis. This is going to be a vertical stretch by a factor of 3. This is going to be to the right 9 and up 4. What I want you guys to try is I want you to graph them. Okay? Actually, you know what? We'll do them in class. Just bring these done with you in class so that we can put the graphs next to them.